What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Now, this video right here is going to show you a formation that we've seen before, but also not a glitch, but more of like how you can create weirdness with the AI. I don't want to call it a glitch or a bug or anything, but you can really mess up the AI, and especially the AI's defending. So if you're allowing the computer to control the defenders, for example, you can really mess it up and take the advantage of that. Now, the formation I'm using this with is the 4-3-2-1. And I'll run through that really quickly, which is on balance 47-66, balance direct passing 47-2-2. Now we are on patch update title 15.1 as you're watching this, so there is a stability patch come out since patch 15, which came out last week. Not really noticed too much, hasn't really affected this video or what I'm about to show you guys or anything like that. So yeah, stay tuned for the gameplay, because you're going to need to see the gameplay to understand what I'm talking about, if that makes sense, and how you can kind of, the AI doesn't pick up certain runners, so certain things you can do in the game where if your opponent is, I don't know, for example, controlling a striker that's chasing after your left back or right back, for example, you can really mess up their back four with just a switch of play. And yeah, they just can't track the run, and 9 times out of 10 it is a goal. And I'm going to show you a lot of examples now, and I'm going to explain everything as I go along, so you can see what I mean as it's happening in real time. And then we'll come back and I'll show you the instructions for this particular 4-3-2-1 that I'm using. So we're going to jump straight into our FUT Champs qualification games, and I will show you guys where or how many I win. What a goal by Cancelo that is. Trivela shot outside the box. Wow. Anyway, getting sidetracked. I will show you guys at the minute you're watching this. I'm four wins and 1 loss in qualification, and I did that in around about 25 minutes, believe it or not. It was super quick with the way all this is set up. So it's a little bit of a speed run type thing. I will tell you at the end of the video where I or how many I've finished. I'm not just going to quit it. I'm going to continue it and see how far we can go with this particular setup and playing this particular way. Yeah, this 4-3-2-1 is like I say, it's a I have a love-hate thing with it. You know, it does what you need it to do, but I'm not a massive fan because it can get quite boring, because you have got to use players in certain positions. You can't have any variation, and yeah, I mean, I use it when I have to, and on this particular occasion I wanted to show you guys how I was using the switch, and this was the best formation to use that. So, but it's still definitely 100% one of those formations you need to have in your slots, guys. As much as I bash it and I hate on it a little bit, you need it, because it's going to get you wins. It's going to get you extra wins, and it's going to do exactly what you need it to do. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Like there, for example, those triangles you can create with this formation are crazy, and you get things like people quitting on you just like that. So yeah, what I'm going to show, and I'm going to slow it all down as and when the time is right, to kind of show you what I mean about, there's a difference between switching and there's a difference between like the lofted through ball, for example. And when you switch the ball with the square button, the crossfield pass, that isn't the one that we're looking at. What we're looking at is the L1 and triangle, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. And it's the lofted through ball is what you want to be using when you hit that switch, because it will move in the air and it will allow a different trajectory and everything else like that. So for here, for example, play the ball out to our left back, create a little bit of space, we switch it with the square button, and then we're going to switch it back again as well, just to create some more space. And bottom right hand of your screen, you'll see Elise, he's already making a run. We hit the L1 and triangle, and you can see the way the ball moves in the air, creates that little bit of space. We get a pass to the back post, and we're a goal. And that, guys, is it in a nutshell. If depending on, you know, the kind of players you have and things like that, you can trigger that run. No problem, you can trigger that run from a distance. It will trigger. But providing you're hitting it with a player like Roberto Carlos or something like that, 9 times out of 10 that is going to be your goal. That is going to be your bread and butter throughout this whole process. That is what's going to get you majority of your goals. In my opinion, this has been working for me a lot just lately. I have tried it in different formations. You would think a wide formation would be better, but it doesn't necessarily work like that, because you can't often trigger the runs, because you might have players in between and they'll make the run instead, and then when you hit that pass it doesn't hit the player you want it to hit. So I think personally it's best to have players like in the space and out the way, so that way you can hit that ball. So again, we've got some examples. That's just a switch of play right there. It's not a lofted through ball, it's just a switch of play. Again, trying to create the space, switch of play again. You can see Roberto Carlos at the bottom of your screen, and there's that through ball again, and you can see his right back has no chance of getting anywhere near me, and then we get the goal from that. And it doesn't matter whether they use hug sideline. The only way to really counter this situation is by switching to that play. It's like anticipating it and then switching. I've had it happen to me a few times, especially from the corners, so I have to anticipate. The problem is with that anticipation is sometimes if it goes wrong and they do the opposite, you look like an absolute fool. Apart from that, I highly recommend trying this little tactic out. It is so good at this point in time. It's really good. It's really effective. And like I said, I don't think it's a glitch. The AI just cannot keep up with that passing. It just cannot match it. And if you've got that, I forget what it's called now. I think it's switch to air balls, like here for example. Then yeah, you're gonna create issues for your opponent, and that's what you want. So yeah, if you just keep an eye on all these examples that I'm showing on how this lofted through ball works from left to right, right to left. This here, just quickly guys, was a ridiculously lucky free kick. I've added it because it's worth adding, but I have no idea what happened until I look back at the replay, and then I see that it's a weird deflection. But I'll take it. I'll take it all day long, all day long. But yeah, we have another example of how this through ball works, and again I will slow it all down, but we come up against a guy here that was using an extremely attacking setup, which is fine. I don't have an issue with the attacking setups, especially when you can get games like this that you can exploit their over eagerness, if you like. And here again you can see we get the switch to the right back, and then there you can see we have two players on the wing. As soon as we switch that ball, his right back immediately moves forward, creates a space, get the ball to Royce, back sticks, Elise, we get the goal, 4-1. And that is how easy that is, guys. You just got to keep your eye on the forwards, send them on a run if you have to, and hit that ball through. You don't need long balls or anything like that on the tactics. The instructions you'll see at the end of the video, and like I say, you can't go wrong with this. Honestly, it will make a massive difference to your style of playing, guys, and you will definitely get those extra wins for this as well. So yeah, I'm not a great fan of the 4-3-2-1. However, it is the go-to formation at this point in time, and everybody seems to be using it. And I've not copied anybody else's version of this. This is my version. So it's the left back and right back are on balanced attack and overlap. My DM is on stay back while attacking and cover centre. My CM next to him is on stay back cover centre, which means my Elise is stay central, getting behind and come back on defence. He will act as my RM. My Ballack on this case is my LM, and he's on cover wing only. He can play in that position, it's pretty cool, but I can swap it around. I can put Ballack where DePaul is, etc. It makes no difference. I mean, Ballack has got pretty good shooting, and you'll see that he gets in the box quite a lot and scores me a few goals as well. So that's why I'm using him in that position. And then my two strikers are basically Sterling, stay central, getting behind, and Ronaldo, which stays central, getting behind. That is it. We've all done this before. We've seen it loads and loads and loads of times. But it's this switching from the left back and the right back that makes a difference. And hopefully you watched the gameplay and you understood what I was saying. And if you can get that switch right, like I said in the gameplay, 9 out of 10 times it's a goal that AI cannot pick up those runners. So it's not a glitch or a bug or anything. It is what it is. It's one of those things that people will eventually come wise to. But for now, it's scoring me a lot of goals using this particular method. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, everybody take care.